I stopped communism and freed ice cream. Today I'm talking about the movie 2025, The World Enslaved by a Virus, formerly known as 2025, A Year Without Christmas, directed by pedophile Josh. I'm gonna insert his last name here now. It's so cold out, I'm going inside now. Do you want to know the best way to start your cool anti-communist propaganda movie? With a badass car chase. Right, but that's not, actually how the movie starts. You guys saw that text right at the beginning. It actually goes on for considerably longer than I let it play, because it basically tells you the whole IMDb page. This is the year 2025. Communism is all over the place. 2025 is a anti-vax, anti-communism video made by someone who thinks the United States Constitution applies to Germany, which is really funny, because I think he lives there because he didn't want to follow the Constitution's laws on child dating. 2025 is a movie about a group of Christians who want to save the world after communism has taken over, and they can no longer live their lives. The movie starts off with our main character fleeing from the police, most likely because he's a pedophile, but for this movie's purpose, it's because he's a Christian. He's captured by the police, and then he's interrogated by if Nicholas Diorio was a police officer. Before we talk about that though, because I'll get to that scene in a second, I want to talk about a random editing choice they did in this scene. In the car chase scene, there is a cut that is like one of those transition effects that comes with Adobe. Right here, you can actually watch it. This looks like something I'd put in Just a Robot video when I was editing for him. This is not something you put in something you're calling a film. It looks unprofessional and it looks childish, honestly. And then these shots where the police are arresting him are edited I think it's supposed to look like a music video or something, because there's music playing over this scene. It's bad, and I'm not gonna play it, honestly, but I want to know what went through the editor's head whenever they decided to cut up every time the police walks towards them to make it look like a fucking music video or like a student film project, because it doesn't look like a movie. It looks like a fucking YouTube video. That's a consistent theme through this whole movie. The editing choices are strange. But back to the police interview. So our main character is arrested because he's a Christian and he's found to have old books on him. I think they tried to do a Fahrenheit 451 here where you're arrested for having books. This is the part in the movie where we first get to really hear the creator's political beliefs, his understanding of how a fascist regime would work, and as well, we get to hear his really amazing writing skills for characters.
You know what that is?
Sure I do. Those are mine.
Where are these books from?
Wouldn't the better question be, when are those books from? The time when life was worth living. A world full of peace, love, and ice cream.
I stopped communism and freed ice cream.
The main character doesn't speak like a human being, he speaks like he's in his own personal PragerU video. He delivers his lines, and the lines he wrote for himself are grandstandy. They sound like a propaganda machine, like a robotic propaganda machine that was built to just spew Christian propaganda. That is what this man is. The rest of the people in the movie just, their acting ability is,
It really is. So better be not in public around these times.
It's not the best, really. Most of them deliver the lines like they don't know them, or they're embarrassed to be there, honestly.
Then the main character tries to red pill the cop, I guess. They show a bunch of stock footage of what life was like before the virus. And then, okay, so this is where the movie starts to trip me up. The two characters on screen start to talk about all the rights the government has taken away since 2020. And this is what confused me, because I don't understand how we've gotten to this point. I don't think context is always inherently important if you're showing something interesting. I've watched plenty of films where the exact events or the way the world is isn't exactly explained, and I think that's okay if you're doing something interesting, but the problem with this movie is it's not doing anything interesting. It's doing propaganda. It's saying this is what will happen if we keep wearing masks and taking vaccines. This is where I'm confused, and if anyone would like to come in the comments and explain this part to me, what logical thinking brings you to this outcome? I would just like to know, because I've been wearing my mask for the past almost 2 years at this point, and I haven't felt like through this whole time any of my rights have been taken away. I felt like maybe I couldn't go to a few public gatherings, but that's not because the government didn't allow me. That's because I actively chose not to, because there's a pandemic going on. And even at that point, I still have. I've been to, I think, 2 concerts since the pandemic started. The government isn't barring us from going to large meetings or anything. They aren't stripping our rights away beyond that. This movie has kind of presented it like they're taking away your bodily autonomy.
Every time they took a right from us and gave us a law, I crossed out the law in our legal code of Germany.
I don't I don't know what that's about. I don't know what they mean by that, really. I think it's in reference to mask and vaccine stuff, but you need to get vaccinated for most things. This isn't like a new concept. If you want to join the fucking military, you need to be vaccinated. You have to be vaccinated to send your kids to school in America. And I know this movie takes place in Germany, but this dude is clearly using American politics, which is why he references the Constitution in the description. Don't fucking try and gotcha me, be like, oh, this movie's in Germany, though. Literally, the plot of this movie is that the fucking world has changed their language to English, so I'm guessing he's saying the Biden administration fucking took over the whole world or something. It's silly to me for obvious reasons, because none of, like, the A to B here doesn't make sense. Like, how did we get from point A to point B? If someone would like to explain in the comments, I'd love to read it, because it'll probably be really funny. But it fails at even being propaganda, because it doesn't convince me that something bad is gonna happen. It just says something bad has happened. We don't know how it happened. The COVID showed up, and then all of a sudden the government used it as an excuse to bring in communism, and communism is everywhere. I watched this whole movie. I don't even know what the fucking communism is. Where's the communist part? There's no economics in this fucking movie, and they never even fucking showed communism through the whole goddamn movie. Where's the fucking communism? You said it was everywhere. I can't fucking see it. Show me the fucking communism. Okay, so then this really funny line delivery happens.
Guys, it's Jack.
I honestly don't care to talk about this scene in whole, because this is a lot of the movie. A lot of the movie is characters just sitting, talking, saying how they miss their way of life before COVID, and like how Christianity is gone now, and like how the government has restricted Christian life or whatever. They kind of just ramble on about how life was so much better before Christians were outlawed or something. Why would the government specifically attack the largest religion in the world? Furthermore, again, I know you said communism is everywhere, but I don't see like fucking work camps or something, so you're telling me the government just like restricted the rights of Christians for no reason, despite the fact that we like have a largely Christian government in America? And again, we're going off my theory that like the Biden administration is fucking taking over the world or whatever.
See, when I sleep, I can't sleep anymore. I got these anxiety attacks. When I walk on the street, it feels like somebody's watching me the whole time. It's killing me. Guys, I'm sorry, but I'm out. I gotta quit.
No, but we're all in the same situation. I mean, stop.
Anyway, so now we get to the best part of the movie, which is these Death Stranding inspired music video sequences, where they just stop telling the story and run around spray painting fish to pop music. I know that sounds like a joke. I know that sounds like a shit post, but I'm gonna show you this is real. This is really what progresses most of the movie.
He maybe do those fish, and maybe God will do something with it.
Let's try it.
Just spray fish and maybe find some more people that think the same as we do.
Right, let's do it.
No more talking about it. The way it is, the way it is. It's no mystery. There's no getting around it. When you're here, we got chemistry. We light up when it goes. Very hands, sweaty clothes.
Okay, so before I get copyright striked, I think you get the point. And then the female lead gets shot. That's the next thing that happens. She gets fucking shot for spray painting fish. This scene where she's getting shot looks fucking awful. You can barely tell what the visual information in the scene even is. And oh my god, the way the cop's gun looks when he fires is embarrassingly bad. They didn't even add like a fucking blur to the muzzle flash to make it look even remotely real. And then he goes to kill her and it's edited like a trailer. And then the dude from Hotline Miami shows up, and then he gives her medical attention, and then they ask him if he's a Christian while he's wearing a cross around his neck and has a cross hanging from his lamp.
Are you...
Am I Christian?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a Christian.
Okay.
I'm definitely displeased with the things going on in the world today.
This is my favorite part of the movie, like, as a whole. The main female lead forgets she has a fucking German accent while talking to the American guy. I shit you not, just listen to this scene. She literally just forgets that she was supposed to do a fucking accent here.
Yeah, I'm a nurse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I had to quit my job, and my brother, he almost got his master's degree in economy. Yeah, but you know how things happen.
Like, and this is kind of like my overall problem with the whole entire movie. It was clearly made by people who don't care about movies at all and just like wanted to make a bunch of like string together propaganda music videos with this anti-communist plot where commies want to destroy Christians and Biden is making everyone wear masks and having cops shoot people because they spray paint fish. And what's sad is we're at about the 20-minute mark of the movie, but this is basically what happens for the rest of the movie. There's another music video sequence right after this. There's a few more as the movie goes on, and I'll talk about some specifics more, but the overall problems of this whole entire movie are all exhibited in the first 20 minutes. Because after that 20-minute mark, the movie just keeps repeating itself. It's just conversation of people, music video. Conversation of people, music video. Conversation of people, music video. And it never does anything different. Okay, at this point, I'm speedrunning the rest of the movie because I'll be perfectly honest when I say it is painfully hard to watch this at times. So we meet this chick who ends up becoming the love interest. She works for like the Biden administration or whatever, like the Antifa police. But she ends up falling in love with the main character because she's actually a good Christian.
Are those the latest cases?
Yes.
There, in her introduction scene, it cuts to black for no reason, and then it just cuts back to the normal scene. And I shit you not, right after that scene is over, we just meet a fucking crypto bro. Like, I think this is the guy who bought the Dune book the other day. We just meet a fucking Bitcoin miner. What the fuck? What even, like, is this movie? This movie just, like, exists. It kind of just, like, happens. like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, they spray paint fish, and then you meet, like, the secret Antifa police, and then a crypto bro shows up, and then another fucking music video happens after they meet some goth chick.
Dr. Fauci, give us vaccines, help all the people who have been quarantined.
And then there's some cunt lady to the good Christian chick who works for the Antifa police. And then there's a random fade in the middle of this scene for no reason that just cuts back to a shot that's also in this scene. So I don't really understand the point of that. He gives an influential speech about how the Christians are gonna stand up to the Biden Antifa police or whatever, and nobody fucking listens because he sucks as a motivational speaker and he kind of looks like Destiny.
I still trust I got first, okay? I got another song. It's called How Great Thou Art. It's a really old song, but it's so powerful. Sing that one.
Bitches come from a can. They were put there by a man in a factory downtown.
And then another music video happens where main character Destiny is in love with Biden Antifa police girl. Is that his girlfriend in real life? I don't know. He looks like he's grooming her, so I assume that's the same girl as in real life. And then they give the goth chick a Christian choker, and Jesus Christ. The secret evil police decide to kill the main character. That's how the fucking movie ends. They just shoot him in the head, and that's the end of the movie. The main character just dies. Look, I understand I wasn't very thorough about probably like the last hour of this movie, but that's because it's so painfully boring the whole time. Despite the entertaining, really bad moments, it's mostly just pop music and them running around places. It's a nothing movie. It's just a movie that existed to be an attempt at propaganda made by people who don't know how to make successful propaganda, and people who just don't know how to make movies or even use a fucking camera. To this movie's credit, occasionally its lighting looks pretty okay. It doesn't often, but like the interrogation scene in the beginning, yeah, the lighting and that was alright. It looked fine. Generally though, I don't think I need to tell you why this movie sucks. Its political ideology is baked in stupidity. Its cinematography is terrible. Its acting is garbage. Its editing is nonsensical. It's just a bad movie made by people who don't care about movies. Thank you for watching. This is painfully hard for me. But at least we stopped the communists and we saved ice cream. He couldn't do it, but I could. You saw in the beginning of the video, I did it. I saved ice cream. Not him though, because he sucks.